Hey friends, I'm Caleb Anderson, and this is the Spirit Farm Podcast, where we celebrate grace and cultivate growth, spiritual growth for real people and in real time. That's why we're doing this, creating digital content that goes out to everywhere, all the time, always accessible, and hopefully always encouraging to you. This is our first question and answer edition of the podcast, brought to you by my friend and producer, Paul Dowler.
Hello and welcome. I'm usually behind the camera, but today I'm stepping out to take some questions from our audience. So we'll do this occasionally, and hopefully you get to know us and what we're all about a little bit better through your questions. So, and by the way, good job on the wardrobe. He walked in with the same thing I was wearing, so.
Standard. Except my pants are black.
Except your pants are black and your shoes, but the black shirt.
The black shirt. Yeah, we got that.
I digress. Question 1. This comes from Mark from Hollywood, California. He says, why did you move to Arizona? It is hot there. I agree, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for that weather update.
Yeah.
It is hot here, but really, it's only hot here in the summer. Let's be honest. Right?
Yeah, I mean, little into the fall, but if you consider September fall.
Well, right now, we're shooting this in the month of October.
Beautiful.
And it is beautiful. Already, it is beautiful. So I think July is absolutely brutal. August feels like the face of the sun.
Yeah.
And then you creep a little bit into, like, the first 2 weeks of September were rough also.
But by the time that rolls around, you're very used to it. So 107 is
just no big deal.
No.
Like when it drops below 100, it's just, I have to go get a sweater. I mean, it's
I'm
like
kind of chilly.
It's nothing. It's nothing. So it's no big deal. But the reason why we moved to Arizona after the last 7 years being in Huntington Beach and Orange County, well, several. One, I was leading an organization when we were living. Actually, we were leading an organization, and that season came to a close. We've talked about that, or we will talk about that more specifically. But the organization that I was with incentivized us to move out of the area. There was kind of a region where I wasn't supposed to speak publicly, and that just wasn't working for me or the family. So they helped us, incentivized us, and helped us even financially to move somewhere else. I'm actually grateful for that financial support. It's what is allowing us to have a little bit of a runway to kick off Spirit Farm. So we're pumped and excited. Also, my family, my parents, my brother, his family, and a bunch of cousins are in the Scottsdale area. And it's nice to be around them. We have 3 young kids. Jack is 6, Henry is 4, Edie is 2, and the extra hands and help makes a difference.
Right.
So we're grateful for that. Hillary's grateful for that. Oh, and Hillary, you'll hear this from her later, but she just loves the mid-century vibe that is in,
it's
like,
big deal here.
big deal here. It's like Palm Springs and
Frank Lloyd
Phoenix.
Wright influence. It's awesome.
Yeah. So she's big into that.
Yeah.
Plus, good family friend of ours owns this studio that we're shooting at, and is allowing Spirit Farm to shoot these videos so that they can be that much higher quality, that much more effective, hopefully that much more encouraging to you. And it's just an incredible gift. And so that's one of the big benefits of being in this area is the use of this studio.
Yeah, it's huge. I worked in Hollywood before ministry for like 17 years, and to get this resource kind of given to us and available to us is absolutely huge. It's very exciting to have access. Okay, great. Question number 2 comes from Debbie from Huntington Beach. Thanks for the daily chewables. I read them every morning to start my day.
Good.
And then she asks, when's the next retreat? So there's a few things to that. Chewables, for one, let's explain to the people who might not know what that is, what chewables are, and then we'll get into the retreats.
Yeah. So for the last over a year now, like 400 consecutive days or so, we have been sending out a daily little, call it a Devo, call it an encouragement, just a little bite-sized encouragement that helps you focus on what matters most. You get it, if you want to sign up and subscribe, you get it at 4 a.m. Pacific time every single day, And the idea is that it would be just like a vitamin for your soul, that it would help focus your mind on what matters, that would help you think about God and how he's made you and how you can contribute to the lives of others. The topics are all over the place, but they're all meant to be encouraging, uplifting, and point you in that direction of your Creator and his design for your life. I don't read long emails personally.
No, I don't think, who does?
So I keep these things super short. Occasionally we'll have guest contributors and all of that. I hope that you want to sign up and subscribe. You can do so in the month of October, November. You can do so just by going to chewables.blog. That's the easy way to do it. And then in the end of November, December, and ongoing into 2020, you'll just go to spiritfarm.tv. We're bringing the whole Chewables thing under Spirit Farm. It'll be Spirit Farm Daily, and that will be going out kind of under the umbrella, because Spirit Farm is about helping you to be encouraged and to grow spiritually in the regular rhythms of everyday life. The rhythms are daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly.
Right.
Daily, we send out these little encouragements. Weekly, we create inspiration in this format, in this teaching format, whether it's podcast or group teaching with discussion questions. Monthly, we're going to send you a little PDF that helps you disconnect and reflect on your life, kind of get away from technology for a couple of hours and reevaluate. And then yearly, we hope you'll join us at the retreats.
So that brings us to the retreats.
Segue.
When's the next or the first, actually, Spirit Farm retreat?
It is the first, because we had one planned for this past fall, or this fall right now. However, my connection, the family connection that I had, that whole resort went away. They got kind of bought out from the thing. And so that project, that place went away. But we're rescheduled for the first half of 2020 at an incredible resort in Paradise Valley, Arizona. And that retreat will be either April or May 2020. We're just talking with them now to solidify. It's coming down to 2 weekends, and we will lock that in the next few days. You will see it again at spiritfarm.tv or as you're subscribed to the emails. If you want to ask questions, please just contact at calebanderson.tv or send an email to contact@spiritfarm.tv. We'll answer your questions. But you will see that information coming, that retreat, Paradise Valley, in April or May of 2020 will be awesome. Hope to see you there, Debbie.
Yeah, incredible resort we're going to be going to. And Scottsdale area, the Phoenix area is unbelievable for just getting away retreat. So we're really excited to be doing that multiple times a year. But the first one coming your way.
That's right.
So last question comes from Al from Orange County. He says, I haven't been to church in over a year since the incident. So talked a little bit about that, kind of that season ended, and we'll talk more about that in the future. But he says, I miss hearing from my pastor. You were his pastor, but I don't miss much else. And there are the podcasts that you have and the Chewables. Should I be going to church? So he feels a little, maybe conflicted about that. So talk about that.
Thanks, Al. So number one, we're not going to should on you. This isn't a should fest. But what we can do is just share some things, kind of the way we see it, the way that we think that perhaps God might have wired us and organized this whole experience called life. And to me, it's really about health. Like what is healthy? God's created you, body, mind, heart, and soul, and he's created us for relationship and in community, and that's what is paramount. He gave us community. We've organized, in a sense, around these concepts called churches, and that's why we did it, for relationship, for community, to point each other toward this God and to who he's designed us to be. So a couple of things. Connectivity is paramount. Connection is the main thing. So if you are in a season where you're just saying, man, I just can't bring myself to walk through the doors, to go to the place, to do the thing, that's all right. Just acknowledge that it might be a season. It might not be a forever thing. But if that's the season that you're in, that's okay. Be in the season that you're in. But don't get disconnected. You can't be disconnected. You have to make sure that you're connecting internally, spending some time praying, reading, meditating, so that you're connecting to yourself, body, mind, heart, and soul. That's the way God designed us. That's a whole person, body, mind. So connecting to you and then connecting to your Creator God in prayer or in walking. There was this guy that like over 20 years ago wrote this amazing book called Sacred Pathways, and all these different ways that people connect with God. I like to just sit, to be still, to read scripture, to meditate, to think, to pray, to focus. Hillary, the reading thing doesn't work for her, but she connects with God when she goes on runs.
Yeah, me too. When I'm out in nature, that's how I connect.
Listening to podcasts, playing with kids. There's just all kinds of ways to connect, all kinds of sacred pathways based on how he has uniquely wired you. But that connection needs to be there. It's just to be alive, to be fully alive. And then the connection with other people. So if you're not walking through the doors of a traditional 501c3 church with weekend expression and services, have something going on in the home or in someone else's home where you're getting together with people. Throw a dinner party, connect, have a small group, start a small group. Whatever that looks like, we have to be connected in relationship. It's just part of the deal. Now, the church expression is important too. It has a value, absolutely. I've been going to church in that traditional format since I was in the womb.
Me too, yeah.
And,
my whole life.
And the great expression is we come together for corporate celebration of who this God is. Someone gets up there, plays music usually, stands there, someone talks, and they point us in the direction of truth, of who we are, of a life that works better than going these other directions. And we do that together, and we rally, we build relationships, and there's great value in that too. Where it gets dangerous is if we forget or we don't realize that there is no perfect church.
Nope.
That there is no perfect leader.
Nope.
That everybody's broken and screwed up, and the person on the platform at the pulpit saying the words, preaching, whatever, is the same as you, has the same access to God. They are not better than you. They are not holier than thou. Right. And if we forget that or we get caught up, then we're going to put people on pedestals, and when they screw up and fail, then we're going to want to crucify them, and it's just this whole bloody, broken mess. They're imperfect. They're organizations with budgets and bills to pay and broken people leading them and on staff. They're just imperfect. So when we know that, when we have that perspective, we can enter in with grace, in relationship, with the right perspective. It's not going to get thrown off when someone hurts our feelings or when things get messed up. And if you need a season away from that, that's okay too. Right. It's not bad. The Sunday thing, the traditional church, it's not bad. It is what it is. If you need to be a season apart, that's okay too. That's not bad. But just make sure that you're in community of some kind all the time, because we need to stay connected.
Right. And that's, for me, that's kind of the bottom line. We are absolutely pro-church here at Spirit Farm. And church defined as people, right? It's the people. And whether it's the expression on the weekends at a building or in a living room or in a coffee shop, it's community, it is people, and it's vital. And so we are pro-church. We come alongside the institutional church, and we're a different expression of the church, just digitally and through retreats and different things like that.
Yeah, and the other thing that we've commented on and talked a lot about is how when we were leading the 501c3 organizational expression, we spent 90% of our time focused on the weekend, on that 60-minute service. Right. And in this season, we're spending 90% of our time focusing on the rest of the week, creating digital content that can help you Monday through Sunday, in every facet of your life, that's always accessible on your cell phone, and helping you kind of connect with your family and with group and with friends and have dinner parties and all that kind of stuff. It's just a different way of focusing our energies in this season. Right.
And a lot of people put so much impetus on the weekend experience, but that is an hour and a half. So what do you do the rest of the week? And we're going to hopefully help fill that gap. So really excited. Well, that's it. I'm just going to do 3 questions today. We're going to do this occasionally, a shorter version of the podcast, answer your questions. If you have any questions, just email us. I'll put the email down below here in graphics. And then also, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and get the word out. We'd love for you to be our evangelist, our advertising agency, and just get the word out about Chewables, about Spirit Farm, about all the new content that we'll be bringing to you weekly. That's about it.
Yeah, and let us know. Give us your input. Ask us your questions. We want to serve you in connecting in the rhythms of life, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. We hope that you subscribe. We hope that we see you at a retreat, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Later.